in the house right now. What is that t-shirt? Is that a Gary Goodrich t-shirt right there?
Love that headband. Now, this is the kind of guy, the proverbial guy, if you're walking down a dark alley, saw this guy walking on the dark alley too, you'd probably walk on the other side of the dark alley. But Quinton is really an animated, fun-loving guy. But once he gets in that ring, he's all business, all about destruction.
Yeah, he loves to slam people. That's what he calls it. He says, I'm not a good wrestler, I'm not a good fighter. But that's why I slam everybody. I just pick him up and slam him on the ground. He tried to throw Sakuraba out of the ring.
Yeah, he did. Now, he's fighting one of Sakuraba's teammates tonight in Daijiro Matsui. Matsui, we always think of Matsui as one of the most exciting fighters in mixed martial arts, even though he's got a lot of losses. But ironically, Quinton said when he thinks of Matsui, he thinks of boring.
Yeah, that was something that caught me by surprise because, like you said, Matsui is there to fight. This fight is going to be a very high energy level fight for sure. Quinton is here. Matsui's coming up.
Quinton said that he brings personality into the ring because he's got no technique, but I don't think so. I think he's got good wrestling technique, and his stand-up is getting better. He's got a good right hand. He knocked out Ishikawa in the last Pride with a flurry of punches. So he's constantly improving. At 23 years of age, he's got nothing but up to go.
Yeah, in the corner there we see Dave, his trainer, and actually his brother. He brought his brother this time. We can't see him right now, but he is here. He's in the house.
Yeah, so Quinton getting ready to come in. Quinton likes to wear those Muay Thai shorts.
Yeah.
Because he's been training a lot of Muay Thai there. And he does represent Team Punishment, and that's the famed team with Tito Ortiz. Quinton Rampage Jackson.
Matsui Daijiro 選手の入場です。
And here comes the second half of the equation. Daijiro Matsui, we know this gentleman well. We've seen him fight some classic matches. Scored probably the win of his career over Jose Pele Landi, and that was in Pride 14, May 28th of this year. He won a unanimous decision over the Brazilian Valley Judo superstar. No one expected that, boss.
No, that was something really special. Remember, he was in the guard, in Pele's guard. He grabbed Pele's ears and then started slamming Pele's head on the canvas. That was the first time that I ever saw a technique like that happening in the ring.
And Quinton Jackson being known to perform a number of slams when somebody goes for a submission. Pele was going for submissions against Matsui. Matsui slammed Pele right on his head a number of times. Of course, Pele hung on to that and lost the decision, didn't really give it up. Matsui really needs to get focused here. He's facing a really, really dangerous fighter in Jackson. Coming off back-to-back losses, Matsui was stopped in his last fight by a really tough individual, Murillo Ninja Hua from Shootbox. And that was September 24th of this year. So he's really got to stay focused. What is his game plan here against Jackson, boss?
I don't know. He's got to take him down because Quinton improved a lot in boxing. Like you said, he's training very hard on it. He's good in protecting himself from a takedown. Matsui, his boxing is so-so. He's a better submission fighter than he's a striker. So he got to try to take the fight to the ground, but you never know. I always say you never know what he did. God knows he trained 2 times a day boxing in the gym for the last day since September, since his loss. He had moved quite a bit there.
I feel that it's imperative for Matsui to take this fight into the later part of the fight because the early part he's going to be in deep water here with Jackson. Jackson's going to try and knock him out. He's going to try and destroy him. And the farther the fight goes, the more it's going to favor that man, Daijiro Matsui.
I agree totally.
全8試合の勝者にスカイパーフェクト TV 勝利者賞として賞金が授与されます。ただいまより第1試合を行います。青コーナー183センチ、95キロ。Quinton Rampage Jackson!
It seems like Quinton is a little, if I may say, relaxed right now.
Yeah, he's in a different kind of state than he is normally in. He had to lose this morning a lot of weight. He was in the sauna with a sweat suit on because he weighed in too much. So I hope it's not going to affect him in the fight.
He doesn't look warmed up, though, is what I'm saying. Is that he looks bone dry. Matsui has a little sheen of sweat, but this would be an absolute catastrophe because Quinton is really on his way up in this business. If he drops this fight and loses to Matsui, that's going to really hurt that aura that he's built over here in Japan. So I think there's a lot of pressure on him to really keep the gravy train going. There's Sakuraba in Matsui's corner. Here we go! Matsui in the blue, Quinton in the black and red.
In the boxing stance.
Knee to the groin right away. Oh, how unfortunate.
Please, let this not be the end. But Matsui being a true warrior, he probably
we're gonna have to take
fight.
We're gonna have to take a little break there, folks. It looks to me like Quinton isn't focused in this.
Yeah, this is very bad for a fighter because.
And there it is, right up the middle. That was right up the middle. There's no question that was a knee to the groin. A great street self-defense move, but in the Pride Fighting Championships, we do have rules, and that is one of the prohibited strikes. You cannot strike the groin area. You cannot headbutt. You cannot eye gouge. You cannot bite. You cannot elbow to the head. So Matsui is going to be given up to 5 minutes to recover.
Yeah, you know what? Even if he continues to fight, this will hurt constantly. It will affect him later on in the fight.
He's in bad shape.
Yeah.
He's in bad shape here. This is reminiscent of the Pride Fighting Championships that we had last year. It was Pride 11. Gilbert Ivel faced Vanderlei Silva. And within the first minute of the fight, Vanderlei threw a low roundhouse kick, which caught Gilbert right on the cup protector. Same thing happened. Unfortunately, he's out of it.
Yeah.
There's the stretcher right there. He's done. The fight's going to be over. They're going to make a ruling here any second. Matsui can barely even get up.
Oh my God! How painful must this be? Physical, but also mentally. It's the worst, especially for a person like Matsui. He's a real fighter. Wants to be there. Wants to fight. Comes to fight. It's like 2 months of training down the drain for both fighters right now.
Well, that's a hell of a Christmas present.
本日第4試合以降に再試合いたします。